Hello there and welcome back to Scandinavia out of war. So today the goal is pretty simple. I need to get myself a rock truck. This excavator in front of me here is the only piece of equipment I have available to me, and pretty soon here we're going to kind of run into an issue where we can't move any dirt to our hopper here. So if we jump out here and take a quick look in our store, the cheapest option available to us rock truck wise is about 175k there. Now we've less than 4,000 in the balance there, so there's only one thing to it, and it's to move as much of this dirt as I can get close to this hopper into it and see where the cache is going to be once I kind of exhaust the supply right next to what is pretty much efficient for me to run basically. So we have a bunch of coal here which is going into the storage, so it's not been auto sold, so we'll go ahead here at the end and kind of tally up there with our coal as well. So I'm pretty hopeful that we can make enough money off of this little coal van here to kind of get us where we need to be to expand this mining operation a little bit further. Otherwise I think the only option I'm left with is to really get this machine up this hill and kind of fill in this hole I'm digging here with dirt from further up the hill there and move back down and restart filling the hopper with that. But hopefully it won't come to that. The weather is really against us here. Let's get these lights turned on so we can see slightly better. And this is a decent little machine here. The only problem is going uphill. It really doesn't want to it doesn't have the power basically is what I'm saying, so it's going to be a little bit of an issue to probably get this machine out of this position. But we'll deal with that problem when we get there. Now before I start there I did a little bit of deforesting of course, so that workbench is creating plenty of materials there that we can use to build ourselves some more floors if needs be to help ourselves out of this position. We try and scrape this bit here if possible. There we go. And I'm really quite impressed with this little excavator here, considering the cost in around 15,000. So it's a really cheap early game machine to get you started there. And I'm not quite used to using the excavator yet, but we're getting there slowly but surely, you know. I'm still kind of not judging the height of that hopper too well there, catching it quite a lot unfortunately, even on this higher platform. Same old problem of my mouse pad being nowhere near big enough for this game's requirements, I would say. That's a user error as usual. I'm sure you can do a much better job than I can at this. Let's try and take a little bit more to the side of this hill here. We're going to need all of that to reach our goal here. Oop. There we go. Not very full buckets, but I'm improving this as soon as we get this top layer down a little bit. I can actually scoop the bucket there. Not like that. Come on, fill that bucket. There we go. A little bit better. A little bit deeper there, scrape out that coal. Now I think from the previous session there we had about 1,000 coal in the storage, 900, and it was in the high 900s there. So we'll see after a little session here how well we did coal wise. Missed there a little bit, that's unfortunate. I do need every little bit of dirt to get into that hopper, please. Yeah, that's not a good scoop there. Let's just empty that out and go again. That's a bit better. Yeah, let's try and clear out around this pylon here without electrocuting ourselves, if possible. There we go, we can go down here then and scoop. A little bit more there to the side of this wooden floor. Yeah, let's just go ahead and back it up, try and make this slightly easier. Okay, there we go, that's good. Nice full bucket. And there's plenty more dirt down there, let's get it. Oh, clear that hopper, please. Alrighty, so let's take a bit more out of the side of this hill here. Just normal dirt in there too, but we're set up to auto sell that, so our cash is slightly moving there. And of course our big payday here is going to be the coal itself. Well, I say big payday, I'm not I'm not quite sure how much we're getting here. I'm not too used to using the excavator, obviously. There's a decent sized bucket on this. I think it's about a 3.5 meter squared capacity on this, which is not terrible, I would say. It's a shame that we have to work in these conditions, but it has to be done. We are broke and we need some machinery here to make this mine viable. This excavator on its own cannot do everything, unfortunately. It's a fun little machine to use though, I can't say too many bad things about it. I've enjoyed it so far. And we're reaching the limit of that particular point of my I wouldn't go so far as to call this a glory hole, but my hole, let's just call it. I guess it is a glory hole, right? It is the only thing we have available to us, so at this moment in time this is my glory hole. Oops, and that is an empty scoop. We need to go and get ourselves a little bit more dirt here. Oh, the pylon. I really should okay, so we're in quite a bad situation here. So, can we move this? Okay, let's swing. Let's get ourselves out of there. Okay. That pylon really wasn't well thought out by myself, was it? Okay, let's just readjust here. And I think we will do fine. Let's reverse a little bit there actually. And let's start taking from this left side. Can extend. There we go. There we go. Nice full scoop. But I'm catching on that timber floor there. It's not ideal. And it would be nice if I didn't have to put it down a timber floor platform here, but it was just the only way I could kind of get this machine set up where I could actually use it without, like, you know, having to return it to the inventory and keep redropping it every 5 minutes. I'm actually curious how long a timber floor like this would hold up under the stress of an excavator with the tracks rolling over it. Probably not too long, you would imagine. We're getting scoops of coal, that's the main thing. And we were quite lucky, I would say, to run into coal this early. If we were in the paid or tier, I'd have to invest in smelters and such, which they're not, in the grand scheme of things, they're not expensive, but at this early game, with the hardcore start, it is a little bit of an investment there. I think they're around 14-15k, which unfortunately to us right now is quite a lot of moolah there. But once we get this rock truck rolling, we're kind of all set with this excavator here. We can move around and kind of target where we want to mine a little bit. But I think for the short term we're going to be continuing to move this excavator back up this hill here. And we'll park the rock truck right up underneath it. And continue with as much of this coal as we can get. And of course keep expanding our fleet of machinery there. And keep investing. Now I did notice that in the options there I can actually take money from my other mine's bank, let's call it, or its balance. I think that's kind of cheating for what I'm trying to do here. The Arctic winter playthrough I'm doing. It's kind of getting a little bit more advanced over there. We're getting into a couple of pieces of bigger machinery, but not the biggest. We're still quite away there. Quite a bit away there from actually getting into the end game aspect, I would say. But it's fine, we've been building some road networks and such over there. I do enjoy that part of the game. Kind of turning this desolate world into a somewhat like industrialized area where there's now money pouring into it with the big mines going on there. I do not so much role play, but just enjoy adding a little bit of realism in my mind to the map. catching on that roof floor there. Trying to release myself. Keep what's in that bucket there. Okay, that's a decent little scoop there, but again, we're going to catch on that floor. Do my best to avoid it this time. If we can't get ourselves one more scrape out of this way. Let's bring that down, bring that down. Ugh. Yeah, we managed one more scoop right down at the bottom of the pit there. Okay, let's reposition this ever so slightly. There we go, throw that brake back on. For safety, of course. Safety first in this mine. Yeah, it's a decent little scoop. Alrighty, let's jump out here and check how well we're doing. We're up to about, what's that, 7.6k in the balance. The sluice box itself is empty. Of course, we're not getting much pay dirt there, just a little slither of it somewhere. And we have quite a lot of coal there, actually. Let's go ahead. Let's take a quick look at the quest there. We need 23,000. I'm not so much looking at the experience gain there, but that cash would be quite nice if we could get our hands on it. So let's go ahead there and actually start that quest. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of that. 75k there. So we're getting there about halfway to my goal, I would say, of getting this rock truck. There's only one way to get it, and that is to jump back in here and continue. I don't think we will be completing that quest in this session, but you never know. Anything is possible. I could completely lose my mind and dig out here for the next 2 hours. The fun little game to burn a couple hours in. It's nice to sit down after work and kind of just dig away here and chill out a little bit. So that little session there, we dug out about 7,000 worth of coal, 7,000 coal in the inventory there, so it didn't feel like we were going too long either. I was a little bit worried that the machine here wouldn't actually be able to reach enough material around our hopper to actually make enough money to expand our vehicle fleet, but looks like we're going to get there pretty easily. Still have a whole chunk to my left hand side here that we haven't touched, and if I can keep scraping out the bottom of this pit here, I should have no problem whatsoever. Oh no, what am I doing? Okay. Alrighty, let's go back here a little bit. We need to also think about how I'm going to get this machine out of this spot that I'm in here. It's, yeah. I think we can probably expand with our timber floor over towards those solar panels there and drive it out. But maybe we can get back up this hill here. Not sure if I mentioned, but I did run around with my hatchet before I started recording here and cut down a whole bunch of trees up that hill there. So pretty soon here I'll check that workbench and check if we have some materials there to start actually building those floors. Might have a couple in my inventory there, but not a whole pile. Not however many we would need to get out of this situation. But, let's keep going this way here. Maybe we can get a reasonable enough hill to drive this machine out ourselves. We can scrape along this pipe. Oh, I messed around with my water pump there for an unreasonable amount of time. I'm not going to tell you how long I spent up on that hill trying to get that thing to work again. But it does not want to work. But we will figure it out here as soon as cash isn't an issue. I need to buy a little bit more pipe, I think. But that's not a problem. Like, we're not running pay dirt right now, so if I was running pay dirt, I think I would be spending all my cash now and trying to figure that out. Let's come back in for a little bit more coal then. That's where the money's at, obviously. Getting caught up there in my elevator. That's okay, she's durable, no issues. Okay, let's get that little mound beside us out of the way if I can. Clean this up best we can, get the best value out of it. There we go, nice full scoop. I keep saying it, but I really am quite impressed with this little excavator here for the price. I mean, I think the cheapest loader there is about twice the price of us, but the loader is nice to use and it is fun and it is efficient, but yeah, I'm enjoying this, I have to say. Nice full buckets, that is satisfying. Of course I'm losing some of it there as I rotate the machine, but it's fine, it's kind of all falling back down into that pit there and I will scoop it out. We're not actually deleting much material or missing out. First autosave kicking in there, so that's about half an hour played. It isn't too bad, we're making good progress here, I would say. Let's try try and get myself some more full buckets here, and we'll run over and kind of see where the cash balance is at then. I suppose I really should fully exhaust this supplies, this hole as much as I can with the excavator before I go putting building over it to pull this truck up. I do find myself getting a little bit greedy with this game. I want to get all the, you know, ore or dirt. Seems a shame to leave some behind. Nice scoop there. My pipeline kind of getting in my way a little bit there, but that's alright. If it was functional I wouldn't mind, but it's like it's like dead waste there at the moment. That's okay. Gives me something to do to figure out that problem. Let's take another couple of scoops here and we can run over there and check how we're doing money wise now. Don't think we'll be quite there, but we should be pretty close. 175.5k I think it was that we needed. Go. Nice full scoop. Of course we're gonna lose a bit here as we rotate. Not too much. Have the bucket fully closed there for once. take out this little kind of knuckle down at the bottom of my pit here. Should be an easy full bucket for us, and it is indeed. It's nice, very nice. Slightly overshooting the hopper there at the far side. It's alright, no problem. Plenty more where that came from. Okay, and I didn't want to see that. So we're going to run into a little bit of an issue here. Let's see where we are cash-wise. Let's see if we can actually get this excavator out of this position we're in. So first things first, let's check this workbench here. So I have a couple of wood floors there, but that's not going to cut it, is it? Ooh. Yeah, we're not in a great position here, let's be honest. We've a whole bunch of dirt here that could help us out. So let's go ahead and actually cancel this if I can. Get those floors been made. Get a whole bunch more floor here. So we need planks. And we need beams also. Okay, so go over here to my storage and check if we have actually enough cash to... we should. I think that's probably going to be enough to get us to our rock truck. Oh no, we're quite a bit more short, and our excavator here is out of fuel, or about to be out of fuel, so let's actually see if I can somehow get my way out of this situation. So let's see if I can get you over here. Might be a little bit tight, but hopefully we can get this machine out here. This dirt is in the way, it's not ideal. Okay, let's jump in here and see if we can solve this issue. It's a little bit tight there, but that's okay, no issue. A little bit of digging here to do. Let's get this out of the way then. We'll have to just dump it into the hole here for now. Don't fall, please. That should be decent. I think we can crawl a little bit more forward here. We should be able to get over that, so I can do a little bit of smoothing if needs be. These tracks are just about wide enough to get over this 2 pieces, 2 grid wide. Okay, we need to take a little bit more off of this, but not too much. I think I'm quite happy with this. I just want to do a little bit of smoothing here though. Let's actually go ahead and throw down a little bit more floor there. Bit of an overhang there, but let's just take it slowly and safely. We should be just fine. Yeah, that's not great. I'm getting pushed off there. Okay, so let's get these floor pieces on here. Let's get one back on under here if possible. Alrighty then, so we're catching here. I think I'm gonna have to dig this out by hand. Okay. A little bit of smoothing then just to pretty it up. Actually, I don't think this machine even has the power to get up that, to be quite honest. Let's just take this corner out of this real quickly here, so I'm not sliding over there and falling onto my plant. Okay, that should do. Throw her into high gear then, see if we can't make it up here. Okay, well, it's kind of a good thing that happened. We solved our axis issue there. It's not so much of an issue now. We'll be able to back our dump truck up onto that platform as well, hopefully. We don't have too much more to go, just about 20,000 or so more cash to make. So let's try and make quick work of that here. Focus on the coal. Get this mound of dirt right beside the machine there, I'd be quite happy, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. Alright, there's your bucket there, being sloppy. And we can scoop. Dumped a little bit of normal dirt into the hole there, but that's fine. We don't have to worry too much about it. We'll take one scoop out of it though, just because why not? There we go. Let's grab this dirt, why not? We're kind of running a little bit low on material we can reach, but we can reposition a little bit if we need to, no issue. So what I'm thinking is before I buy that truck there, I should get all of this as I can, but at the same time, I would like to get my truck. We're kind of exhausting the supply anyway, that hole. There is not too much more that I can reach there. Let's grab another couple of buckets there, and then I want to clean up the edge of this platform here. Okay, let's do a little cleaning up by hand, rid of all this crap. Little floater, rid of that pixel, or it'll be there for eternity. Alrighty, and this is cleaning up pretty nicely. So let's actually go into my inventory here and get rid of everything that I don't need right now. So the store, we have a little bit of pay dirt there. Okay, we have nothing there. So we're relying on coal here. I guess I could sell some logs there if I wanted to, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. Let's check. We do, we have enough for a rock truck. Beautiful. So let me get a couple of floors here. There's actually quite a few of them in there, that's good. So we can fill in this big hole that I've created. There's also this little bit of a platform up here so that this rock truck can actually back up to this hopper here. So, like I said, I want to get this excavator up on top of this hill here and the rock truck parked down below here. So let's just get everything in position for now. We can kind of lay it out how it's gonna suit me here. And we can actually cover this pipeline here, make it look a little bit nicer. Oops, I'll pick that up in a second there. Yeah, let's cover that up, why not? Yeah, get that sledgehammer out there. There we go, and I believe I had some... we can go ahead and actually pick that excavator up for right now. So let's go ahead here and get the actual rock truck that I want. There it is. So we can... Oh, there's a floater. Let me get my truck down here. Let me get rid of this real quickly here, please. Okay, never mind. Alrighty. So this should be working out quite nicely. I do need a little bit more room to maneuver here, but it's not that big of a deal. What are we getting caught on there? That pixel. Wish I had some explosives. Yeah, let's get this truck out of the way. Come on. like Mr. Bean trying to turn, or Austin Powers trying to turn. Come on. Okay, so we're getting caught on this side. Where is this? There it is. There we go. Okay, so here's the plan. To park my rock truck under here, get the excavator up top, and we'll just back it up then to this hopper. And we should be making a whole lot of money pretty quickly. Let's get that excavator out again. Drop her right up there. Hopefully we won't have too much balancing issues this time. Yeah, this should work just fine. We don't have to exactly have a flat platform like we had below. And you can see it is really struggling on this slight hill, let's call it. I mean, I guess it's pretty rough terrain. It shouldn't be too judgmental, but it'd be nice if it had a little bit more power. But yeah, that's how we're all set up for the next go around here. So cheers for watching, I do appreciate that. All the best to you.